Hello everybody, Anti-HyperLink here. Welcome to my remake or restart of Reboot, Redux, starting from the beginning because I didn't finish it. Let's play of HeartGold. I'm not going to do this because I already, there's a controller. I just said I'm not going to do it, but I'm showing it anyways. Oh, and this is the screen that it's like a hybrid for, you can't even see this, I don't think, but like there's that with and you can go to screen sizing and go to even, or you can go auto or horizontal. That's what I did for the last one. That might be better overall, but I do like this. But I can also switch the screens, but I like having this. Okay. God, I shouldn't have fucking gone on that. Yes, I understand everything. Natural. What's the difference between natural and vertical? They're exactly the same thing. I don't understand it. Just go to that just to fucking... because I'm an OCD motherfucker. No, I'm not reading it. Oh, for fuck's sakes! I'm not fucking dealing with this nonsense. Forcing myself to yawn to be in character. It's already become bright outside. Sorry to keep you waiting. Welcome to the world of Pokémon. That's a flashback, callback. Welcome to the world of Pokémon. Yeah, fuck it. Hold on. Yeah, that's just better. Sorry, I'll say it again. Welcome to the world of Pokémon. My name is Professor Oak, but everyone calls me the Pokémon Professor. Before we go any further, I'd like to tell you a few things you should know about this world. As if I don't already live in it. This world is widely inhabited by creatures known as Pokémon. Doesn't sound anything like him. Maybe he does. I don't know. We humans live alongside Pokémon as friends. At times we play together, and at other times we work together. Some people use their Pokémon to battle and develop closer bonds with them. Now, why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself? Are you a boy or are you a girl? Yeah, I broke the accent for a reason. Are you a boy or are you a girl? Won't you please tell me? Obviously. So you're a boy then? Yes. Yes. Looking down at my penis that doesn't mean anything anymore. Oh no, I'm not calling him Nick. What am I doing? Okay, so a few things. I'm going to use trade Pokemon and certain Pokemon that like Gold from the manga has had and whatever as his team. I don't remember what I did for the other Let's Play, but I couldn't finish it, obviously, so this is a fresh start, and I'm calling him Gold and not Ethan because I've come up with the idea that that's his, that's his nickname. You know, put whatever screen I need on the left. That's his nickname, and that Ethan is his real name. Just like how Red would be Satoshi. Not necessarily Tajiri, though. Because Blue would be Shigeru, and he's not Miyamoto. He's an Oak, or Okito. Shigeru Okito. Your name is Gold? Yeah, fuck the name Ethan. He's still Gold. He can be both. Gold, are you ready? Your very own tale of grand adventure is about to unfold. Grand adventure. I wasn't laughing at like a penis joke or anything. It's just not that much of a grand adventure. No Pokemon game is a grand adventure, including Legends Arceus, because roaming around an empty field is not an adventure and is not creative and isn't fun at all. Fun experiences, difficult experiences, there's so much waiting for you. Dreams, adventure, let's go to the world of Pokemon. I'll see you later. The intros to these games are always so fucking weird. Oh, I've also, if you're noticing anything with the graphics, I don't even know if you can see this, but I went to video settings and then turned it to OpenGL, which I don't know if that's good for my computer, and then it's on 3x native with improved polygon splitting, which actually makes the Ho-Oh at the beginning of the game, or at the beginning of the title screen, look way better. I could show it off at some point. Lyra sent us an email. Okay, at least I can use my mouse for this. That's good for the touchscreen. Adventure, excited. I love Pokemon. Okay, well, Lyra she's special. So, as for like a timeline thing, I've always said that this would still be 1999 because it replaces Gold and Silver and Crystal, and because it kind of just has to work out that way to go from Johto and Sinnoh to Unova, because there has to be a certain amount, there has to be enough time in between this game, and I'm going to spoil it right away again. It's not, but in the last play I said, oh, I spoiled the whole game, but I really didn't. And this game is old, as is the original, so the Team Rocket Grunt that's in Kanto in the post game of this game appears in Unova, and he says that not too long after he got home, which in the original Japanese version of that, the character spoke broken Japanese, which is then weird that when they made the English version of the game, he spoke broken English. But really, it's an American not being able to speak Japanese. But then, when you meet him in Black and White, he still doesn't speak proper English, because the original version of any Pokemon game is in Japanese. So I assume that when you find the Rocket Grunt in Black and White, he also speaks broken Japanese, which would be the opposite of English. But there has to be a certain amount of time for him to go home, find a woman, get married, and then have a child that grows up to be a certain age. And he doesn't look like he's 2, so he has to be like 7-ish. So around 11 years from 1999 to 2010 is the perfect amount of time, because that's the exact time between the Johto games and the Unova games. And Hoenn and Sinnoh just would go with what they're with. Hoenn is with Kanto, and Sinnoh is with Johto. But what complicates it, obviously they're not thinking about the timeline, because what complicates it is that there's a Wii right here. Wii is Hugh and Johto too. And this game came out after Platinum, so basically I don't know, like, this game, no, Diamond Pearl came out in 2009. So if you count this as 2009, then that means that Black and White would have to take place in 2021. But that also doesn't make any sense because there's no Switch, so I don't know. Maybe just pretend like it's an N64? Like, obviously, the timeline isn't there by dates, but it kind of is. I'll just do this. Hi, Gold, you're finally awake. Your friend Lyra was here. She was playing hide and seek with her Meryl. Oh, I almost forgot. Our acquaintance, Professor Elm, was looking for you. He said he had a favor to ask of you. You know where the lab is, right? It's right next door to us. Thanks, Mom. By the way, do you have everything you need to go out? Here, use this bag to carry things. This is your trainer card. Here you can save a record of your progress, which is really weird. These are also rather helpful, the options. Just try touching the buttons and you'll know what to do in no time. It's so... See, like, everyone's like, oh, this game's so great. Like, what was that? And this house is just not as appealing looking. Maybe the graphics are weird because I have that on, but... Put it down to 2. But if I go to that's the regular, and that's with OpenGL. Excuse me. Yeah, because like the guy in the Pewter Museum who said that he bought a color TV to watch the moon landing, and in the last Let's Play, or in some Let's Play, I said he was a kid, but he wasn't a kid. He would have to be an adult. It's not that much time between 1969 and 1996. Which is kind of weird, but it's exactly that connection as well. The numbers, not really, it's just a numerical thing. It's a false pattern recognition. But no, the guy, I guess 2006 wouldn't be that many years later for an old man who bought a color TV to watch the moon landing and to still be around. So, I guess so, but that still means that there cannot be only a few years between Gen 4 and Gen 5. Like, that's not my opinion. That is the facts. Based on the evidence, which is a big concept, or a scary concept for people nowadays. Evidence. Tangible evidence to prove the things that they claim. Even when there's evidence of the things that they claim, they don't want to know about it because they are afraid of evidence. I'll say what I mean in a minute. I'm just gonna get out of the fucking house. So there has to be a certain amount of time between this game, or it's Platinum, and oh god, the lines. What is this? Is it worth it? Is it worth it though? Maybe not. Maybe I'll just keep it on this. Yeah, so there has to be a certain amount of time between, and okay, I guess this being 1996 is just as ridiculous as Black and White being 2021 because of the game systems and the technology. But it's not the real world, so you could say that maybe technology is just different and it was a little more ahead. Clearly, like, the past was different because there was a war that Lieutenant Surge fought in. Was that World War II? Ah! Ah! My freaking fibrome was on the bottom of my foot, it's shocking me. I just fucking love having nerves covered in fucking tumors. Said the wrong word, but I saved myself. And that just makes me want to go fucking get high. Still going off a little bit. Okay, so there has to be like 10 years or 11 years in between Gen 4 and Gen 5, and it makes more sense to me to start it with 1996, 1999, 2010, and then Black and White 2 plus X and Y is 2012, and then Sun and Moon is 2014. I don't know about Sword and Shield, but because the whole timeline thing, there's still it's still the same years, but there'd be mega versions of all the games from before Gen 6 and non-mega versions of the game past that, I guess. I guess it doesn't really matter which is in which universe, it's just that's the years that I would go by. You can go by 2006 to 2009. The Fire Red Leaf Green, like, Gen 3 games came out like 2003, 2004, so it's not exactly the same amount of years, but it has to be 3 years between Gen 1, or Kanto and Johto. And between Kanto and Sinnoh, and Hoenn and Johto, and Hoenn and Sinnoh. Because this time I am not going to start Platinum until I get to the Lake of Rage. I just, like, started them at the same time, basically, for Emerald and Fire Red. Although, no, I started Emerald shortly after that. A while after, I think. I don't know. I'm just all over the place and don't know anything. So this is the famous Pokemon Elm. So this is the famous Elm Pokemon Lab. What are you staring at? Fucking rude prick. I like your bag. Thanks. It's already been like 20 minutes. Whatever, I've just been talking. Hi, Gold. My husband's always so busy. I hope he's okay. When he's caught up in his Pokemon research, he even forgets to eat. That's not good. When I grow up, I'm going to help my dad. I'm going to be a great Pokemon professor. I was wondering if he could be any of the professors in the future, but no. Maybe Kukui. No, he's from Kanto. So Kukui's from Kanto. Is he in... Ooh. Oh, I didn't even read that. Yo, Gold, I hear Professor Elm discovered some new Pokemon, is what he said. I'm just gonna talk to everyone because... Fuck it, because it's just enjoyable, I guess. Pikachu is an evolved Pokemon. This fact was first discovered by Professor Elm. I was amazed by Professor Elm's findings. He's so famous for his research on Pokemon evolution. I wish I could be a researcher like him. But isn't Pichu available in Fire Red and Fire Red Leaf Green and... Oh, it keeps on moving where I'm going! I'm having the same problem as with frickin' Kirby. Like, I'm pressing right, and it's going down. No, I just pressed left. Okay, I'm pressing down, and it is walking left. Like, I literally pressed the down button. Hi, Gold. Lyra's upstairs. Lyra is upstairs. She's playing games with her Pokemon as usual. You didn't bring your Pokemon? Oh, I should have known. You don't have your own Pokemon yet. Well, I hope I didn't hurt your feelings, Gold. Fuck you, old man. Gold! Professor Elm was looking for you. Did you go to his lab? Oh, I was about to leave town. I'm stupid. I shouldn't have talked to everyone then. I'm literally pressing down. My finger is on the bottom button on the D-pad, which means down. And not left. What do you think you're doing? I think she said wait before. It's dangerous to go out without a Pokemon. Wild Pokemon jump out of the grass on the way to the next town. So it's funny how like everyone's like so shocked by Legends Arceus saying Pokemon are terrifying, but in every game since the beginning, the whole thing is you can't go out, you can't leave town without a Pokemon. So like, what are they, man? Like in Arceus, they're just out there in the wild, and people then start training them and making society around it. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to just fucking change the input settings to be... Oh, no. Hopefully the frickin' analog control, whatever stick, will be better. It's 23 minutes and I haven't even fucking done anything. Oh my god, the frickin' volume is gonna be way too loud. Oh wait, no, the volume mixer. Yeah, it's low, okay. Hi, Gold. I'm waiting for you. Do you know anything about my research? I don't know why I'm talking like that. It's like a Poindexter voice. As you know, Pokemon are carrying Pokeballs these days. See, there's the thing. Pokemon Legends Arceus literally, like, not literally. I gotta stop saying literally. It's not as opposed to figuratively. They didn't figuratively retcon it. They retconned Pokeballs being new. Like he says, Pokemon are carrying Pokeballs these days, which means that it's recent that they've been carrying Pokeballs. Maybe within the last 3 years. Or more. Yeah, so Arceus retcons this game saying that Pokeballs, people carry Pokeballs these days. Because you started using Pokeballs in Arceus. Unless they're all from the future as well. Or something. Unless it's a whole time change thing. I haven't actually beaten the game, so it might be. But I very seriously doubt it because no Nintendo game has been that cool. Ever. So, yeah. But before the Pokeball was invented, people used to walk with Pokemon, just like your friend Lyra does. Pokeballs are great because you can carry many Pokemon, but walking with Pokemon must have some advantages. It could have something to do with how Pokemon grow or evolve, so I'm going to give you a Pokemon. I really don't understand why people praise this game so much. Like, yeah, it's a good game, but I don't think, like, because of the following Pokemon, or because of all the extra features that don't exist. What, the Pokathlon? It's still the same game. It's still Johto. I mean, they did add new things, but I don't know. I think it's just different. Okay, I'll just in a minute. Can you walk beside this Pokemon outside of its Pokeball to see if this brings any special feelings or bonds between Pokemon and people? The device over there has some Pokemon you should choose from. You could choose from. Oh, hey, I got an email. Okay. Hey, listen, I have this acquaintance that people call Mr. Pokemon. He keeps finding weird things and raving about his discoveries. Anyway, I just got an email from him saying that this time it's real. It's probably another Pokemon egg, but we're still so busy with our Pokemon research. Wait, I know. You can go in our place, right? Can't we count on you? You can choose one of the Pokemon over there. Okay, so, like, I pretty much grew up with the original 3 games and then Leaf Green at the same time. Like, I got them given to me by my 3 brothers, and then I guess I got Leaf Green somehow. It was special because it was my version of it. But so I basically was playing them back and forth, and then Ruby and Emerald. And those were my game, like those were the games that I played. I played them all the time for so long. I didn't even have Gold and Silver. My brothers just were one of those kids that played the original Pokemon games and then didn't buy the next one for some reason, even though it was only a few years later. Like, I don't understand why they wouldn't. Because they're the people that only follow trends, and if it's not trendy anymore, then they don't buy it. And so I never really, I got to play a little bit of Gold, but not really the whole thing. My mom babysat a kid that I borrowed the game of, but the frickin' internal battery was fucked, so I didn't get to play it for very long before it fucked up or whatever. Like, I could save it, but then it would fuck up. And then I watched Kubo-san 3, which kind of can transition into what I'm going to talk about, which is also ironic, or just not ironic. It works. The wording works. Kubo-san 3 is a trans woman, which is a recent thing, I guess. Maybe not that recent, but a lot more recent than when I was watching her, because she wasn't a woman, or she was, but she didn't say she was. Well, back then, I'm just going to go with Shag. That can be a gender-neutral name. I'm just going to call her Shag. She was called Brian before. I don't know what her new name is, but the Shagario Bros and frickin' Scruffy Beard, so I don't think that, like, maybe it was discovered later in her life. The transition to the topic of, people not wanting evidence, like how there's literally evidence, like there's literally science that proves that, like, a trans woman has a brain that resembles, maybe not is exactly like, but resembles a cis female, meaning that it's not just a feeling, it's literally part of her brain. That's a thing. But, like, okay, so I'm going to choose the Pokemon. I'm going to choose Cyndaquil. I'm not going to nickname him, whatever. Actually, I might nickname him. I'm going to name him whatever Gold named his Cyndaquil. Hold on, Gold Adventures. It'll just go right to it. Google sucks sometimes, but I can just put in Gold Adventures and it takes me right to the right thing that I need to know of. Birthday July 21st. Pokemon. Gold's Pokemon follow pattern. Excuse me, fuck. Expo? Expo? Or Explotaro? In the Japanese and Chaongi translation version of the game, Gold ends the nicknames of his Pokemon with Taro. In the Viz Media English translation, the Taro's suffix is replaced with Bo. So Ibo or Ataro for Ape Bomb or Ambipom. Polibo or Poltaro for Politoed. Expo or Explotaro, which sounds way better. I'm going to call him Explotaro. But yeah, a while ago I watched this video, and John Barrowman, who's a gay man, he's not a cis man, or he is a cis man. He's not like a trans man, which would be a man with a vagina. He's a cis man, but he took a brain scan, and they said that he had a percentage of female in his brain, which is a thing with gay brains, but it's different, like, than the trans thing. Where is this? Explotaro. Like, a gay... It gets complicated with... It's a gay cis man's brain resembles that of a straight cis woman's brain, I guess. I don't know if it would be also a trans woman, but... Explotaro. Yeah, no, not Expo. That's stupid. And yeah, I've read things. I could link things. I mean, I'm not going to link it in the description right away, but there's definitely evidence, like actual science, that says, for one thing, that your physical sex isn't just your genitals and your chromosomes, and your whole chromosome count isn't even scanned that much. So you don't really know if you're exactly that. It is a spectrum, and because intersex people exist, I guess. And on the other side, like, it sounds, the way I'm saying it sounds like I'm saying trans people are super gay, but they're not. That's not, it just happens to be that way. It just happens that gay brains resemble straight female brains, like gay brains resemble straight brains, and trans brains resemble cis brains. So, further proving that you're not your body, you're your brain. So, but one time I talked about this on Reddit, and someone was like, oh, you're being too physical about it. God forbid someone have tangible evidence. Like, that's literally the evidence that they need to make people who say facts don't care about your feelings change their mind. But they don't, maybe most of the people don't even know that there's actual neurobiology and other biology that could prove these things, but why not? Like, that's what should be taught to people in Florida. Maybe not kids, because they might not understand the science of it, but like to whatever neurobiology level that would be for education. Okay. But yeah, like, people, even when there's evidence, people are like, no, I'm just gonna go with my feelings. Because it gets complicated when there's like, oh, so does a trans gay man, like, is a trans gay man not as man as a straight trans man? Like, and it gets very complicated, and it doesn't account for non-binary people, but neurobiology is new. And I don't know. The binary trans stuff makes a lot more sense than the non-binary, but that's just because it's simpler, and there's actual tangible evidence to support it. So, like, I think everyone should get their brains scanned and their chromosomes scanned and learn what they actually are scientifically. Because it's literally like, you don't feel that way because it's not just based on a feeling. Your brain literally resembles the brain of the sex you want to be. So it's not just like you feel like that, you are that. Your brain is resembling that other brain. But there's a lot of factors that go into it, so it's almost like there are no brains like that. But then that just invalidates everyone. Whatever. But whatever, rather. But yeah, I guess that's when I first this game, like I watched Kupo-san 3 play Gold, and then I figured out how to get an emulator on my desktop that I had that it's actually in front of me that I'm not using. And then I got HeartGold. No, then I got old copies of Gold, Silver, and Crystal from a used game store. But the batteries were fucked. Again, I mean, like I got through there. Gold was still in the middle of the game, so I just played from there, I think. And then the other ones, like the Gold and Crystal, I think have the worst battery. But emulators exist, and I have Gold and Silver on my 3DS now, so... And I really don't care about using an emulator. I'm using an emulator right now. Like, I don't care. Like, how else am I supposed to play this game? And record it. Oh, wait, that's it. With money. But isn't taking apart a 3DS and putting a capture card in it, or DS, also illegal? Or morally or legally gray area? Like, I own this game, but I'm not gonna do something that has a capture card in a DS or film it with a camera. I don't think Nintendo really gives a shit. I mean, they do, but they don't. Most game companies don't give a shit. Nintendo seems to be the only one that does give a shit, but they kind of fell back on that a little while ago. Yeah, so the thing is that this game, like, Johto was always such a mystery to me. And then I played it, and it was not as much of... It was not what I thought it was going to be. I thought the Mr. Pokemon thing was going to be way cooler. But yeah, like, Johto is such a mystery to me, and the graphics of the Gen 2 graphics, just something about them is just so mysterious and, like, feels like autumn. And this game just doesn't capture that feeling, and it's not even a nostalgia thing, because I played them, like, not that long. I guess it's nostalgic, because for the Let's Play that I watched, but I played Gold not that long before I played HeartGold. Whereas the original games, like the Kanto games, I played them pretty much at the same time, which is why it wasn't much of a nostalgia thing. But Leaf Green is nostalgic for me. Leaf Green is more nostalgic than the originals, probably, or no. They're equally nostalgic. So that's why, like, Let's Go Pikachu may be more nostalgic for me. Although I don't like that game that much, and I don't like Pokemon Yellow. But yeah, and then Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, I don't know if I was disappointed by them. I watched a Let's Play, and then I kind of just wasn't playing them. I think the 3D games are a little hard to play. They're slower and hard to keep up with, or it was just not a fun game. And then the Diamond and Pearl remakes were just Diamond and Pearl. They kind of added a little bit of new things, but I think some people have a little bit of a point. It's going on 40 minutes when they say, like, they're rushing too much and they just get things out there. Like, a different company did the remake, but that's because they were working on Legends Arceus. I think they need to take a break, and, like, they should remake that again, and they should remake Emerald. I know there's, like, a whole multiverse thing going, but, like, Diamond and Pearl remakes should have been in the Mega Timeline, and, like, they should have been different. They should have, yeah. And even with Arceus, there's not enough in it. Like, even Breath of the Wild, that I hate, has multiple towns that you can visit, and I'm pretty sure you can roam around the whole place without loading screens or whatever. But with Arceus, you have to go. That I don't mind. I'm not a fucking whiny baby about the whole world not being open. Like, there's these people that just are obsessed with that game. They think it's the greatest thing ever and think it's so revolutionary and think that no game has ever been like that. And then they fucking insult Skyrim when they've never played it in their whole life. Do people roam around Hyrule? Like, are there people set on certain paths? Oh, wait. No, because everything's desolate. And, oh, wait. In Skyrim, do you have to hunt for weapons and avoid getting murdered while looking for weapons? No. Does it have an actual plot? Yes. Can you go and beat the game right away? No. And there are people on fucking, when I was still on Josh Jepson's Discord saying, oh, I watched Steven plays Skyrim stream, so I know everything about it and know what I'm talking about. They didn't say that part. And they're like, oh, it seems like Skyrim was a very early open world game. And I'm like, here we go. Like, someone who doesn't have a fucking clue what they're talking about. Like, are you kidding me? Skyrim was a very early open world game? Like, that's because these people, they don't know what Skyrim actually is. They don't understand that it's Elder Scrolls V. And what? It's not. It's early open world because you have to load into a fucking building like a video game. Well, no, I guess whatever. There's other in Zelda, you just walk into the doors. Well, in Skyrim, there's an actual plot. You actually do things. You don't just run around solving puzzles and collecting arbitrary items and getting a headache trying to look for a weapon and then getting murdered on the way to getting a weapon. Like, and Skyrim is Elder Scrolls V. It might seem like dumbed down because it is. They dumbed down the RPG elements to appeal to a mainstream audience because people like that person, people like the people that watch Josh Jepson and probably just like Josh, can't handle a game with the role-playing stuff. They just want to roam around a world because they hate their life so much that they just want to go into a fucking fictional pixelated world and walk around or run around or ride a horse instead of playing a video game that has a set mission and goal. Like, these people are allergic to storytelling, which is why they refuse to. They don't read. I'm going on tangents. Like, one time on one of Josh's streams, we were talking about superheroes, and then Josh was like, "Oh, something about superhero fatigue," and he's like, "Oh, Marvel did something, and then DC did it and failed," and I'm thinking, "Oh, here we go." Like, yes, because superhero things didn't exist before 2008 or 2000 or whenever. Like, and what really pisses me off is these people who treat everything like it's just movies and shows. Like, Marvel and DC is just movies and shows. So, oh, the original Batman was the 60s one, or the old Batman was the 89 movie. Those are movies and shows. Batman started in 1939. The 89 movie was the 50th anniversary. Right? Yeah. And he says, oh, like, okay, this is Josh Jepson, never read a comic book in his life, presumably. Probably only seen some fucking movies. And he's like, oh, the Flash and Green Lantern are the most boring characters. Again, doesn't know what he's talking about. Probably seen the Green Lantern movie and Justice League, and that's it. Those two are some of the most interesting characters in DC. And just because some movies are bad, then they're like, oh, DC sucks. It really fucking pisses me off. I love Marvel and DC, and the comic book companies themselves love each other. Like, it's incredible how much stuff they've swapped and how much they've copied each other, how many employees have worked at both. They're like one happy family, and I love it. But these movies are tearing them apart because Marvel did all this stuff, and then Disney bought them, and then DC trying to catch up and dealing with AT&T owning them and all that shit, and now people are just like, oh, DC. And they go to their fucking overrated, mediocre Marvel garbage. A lot of those movies are popular because they exist. They're over-popular because they exist. How do you like walking with your Pokemon? It's not bad, is it? You can take it all the way to Mr. Pokemon's house. If your Pokemon gets hurt, you should heal it with this machine. It's so easy to use. Just check the PC on my desk. Mr. Pokemon goes everywhere and finds rarities. His house is past Cherry Grove City. Go north a little past Cherry Grove. I'm counting on you, Gold. I hit down on the D-pad again and it went left. Like, this is really ridiculous. The controller can't fucking go the right direction. Gold, I want you to have these to help with your task. To help you with your task. Potions. Pokemon are weak in the beginning. Don't hesitate to use a potion if you think yours is in danger. I went on a lot of tangents just there. Rambling. Gold. So you picked a Cyndaquil? That's a cute Pokemon you have. When you walk with it, it'll become more friendly. You should turn around and talk to it sometimes, too. Oh, that's right. Why don't you show it to your mom? See ya. Okay. Oh yeah, everyone's like, oh, Legends Arceus is so... Well, not one person was like that, but people are like, think like Legends Arceus is what they've wanted forever. Why do they just want a game if there's no set order for things, then there's no point. Like, even Skyrim, Skyrim has the main goal, the main story. Arceus has the main story, more than frickin' Breath of the Wild does, and like Oblivion. But you don't have to go to the main story, you can just do whatever you want. But, I mean, if you want to... There's not really an end to... I guess there is an end to the game, you beat the main story. But Arceus is a little better for the RPG stuff than Breath of the Wild, but... like... I'm around a fucking open environment. I played Minecraft. Like, but a lot of the things that appeal to me in the Elder Scrolls games are the things that appeal to people in the Zelda games. So I think it's just like the story and the weapons and whatever else that just make me not like the game. And yeah, okay. So I was talking about superheroes. People just what I'm talking about is when people talk about things they don't understand and then get angry when people call them out on it and say that they're gold digging or not gold digging. What am I doing? Gold is right there. Gatekeeping. I said gold digging because it's right there. Because it's gold right there. Gatekeeping. So like, oh, I don't have to know what I'm talking about to insult DC Comics. That's probably Josh's thoughts. And I really don't care about like criticizing Josh or anyone or insulting them a little bit, like not like terrible insulting, but like insulting you through the critiquing. It really pisses me off that, like, oh yeah, that's it. And then I'm like, oh, you gotta read some comic books, man. I was just being friendly, being nice. And he's like, no, I don't need to read comic books. I don't need to do that. Like, almost exactly like that. Like, no, I don't need to read comic books. Oh, would it be too hard for you? Is reading too hard for you? Probably. Because Breath of the Wild and Banjo-Kazooie aren't his favorite games. Probably because he's one of those people who doesn't like when a story is in a video game, or doesn't like cutscenes or a lot of dialogue. That really pisses me off. People are like, oh, remember when the dialogue in video games was your princess is in another castle? Remember when people weren't too stupid to enjoy a story? Like, if you want a video game that doesn't have dialogue, play Pong. Or Pac-Man. Like, what is wrong with video games having storylines? It's like movies being dumbed down and not really having that much of a plot, I guess. I don't know if that's a thing. Certainly, they dumb down